Most of you guys should be able to see my screen right now. I am currently on the IREAT website where we are displaying the different solutions of tactile graphics that we have today. There's many different ways of creating tactile graphics, as many of you I'm sure know. Anything from string and glue to thermoform machines and swell form machines and so on has been frequently used in the United States for many years. Our approach is slightly different as far as tactile graphics goes with this TactileView software, as it allows users, both blind and sighted people, to use the same piece of equipment to create tactile graphics. The package that we have consists of a few different components, and depending on the components that you have, you will either enable or disable different functionality of the software. So if I go ahead here and go to our drawing pad, the first part here is much like a draftsman drawing pad, but it has a lot of different tools that come with it. The image here, you can see displays the different drawing tools, and it's the same approach. You will essentially draw on a piece of plastic sheet, and that is laying on top of a rubber surface. When we push down, it creates a erased line. The tactile graphics software, TactileView, ties into this drawing tablet if the user has something called the digital pen, which comes with the full package that we have. The digital pen is essentially just a pen with a receiver that is placed on this drawing tablet, and when a user, sighted or blind, draws with the freehand tool in the software, which I will demonstrate shortly, the image is then created in a digital format, which allows a blind user to freehand draw and get a copy of their drawing into their software. And the missing link has always been a way to reproduce this graphic. Whoops, I guess our website decided not to work for me. So we're tying this into the index braille embosser line, which provides a very affordable and reliable both braille and tactile graphics production. The latest firmware of this version 4 allows users to print tactile graphics in high resolution while also having the embosser as in its natural state, which is production braille embosser. So I'll go ahead and go into TactileView, which I already started. The first thing that you see when you start TactileView is basically a blank drawing surface. You can set up your different paper sizes that you would like to work on. I think currently I'm working on 11 by 17 tabloid size. This can be changed by going to your file and print setup here. Yeah, currently it's tabloid. You can change this to letter, legal, and different types of paper sizes that we have in here. Your orientation in the embosser itself does not have to be changed. I'm not sure if everybody is familiar with index products, but on the actual unit you can set up your paper size that you're printing on, and currently you only have to set it to the size of the paper that you are working on in this software. So if I'm working on tabloid or 11 by 17, that is all I have to worry about setting it up on the embosser. So the different components of TactileView, this software probably reminds people a little bit of Microsoft Paint or any other drawing applications that you've used in the past. It is a little more intricate than some of the tactile graphics programs that have been available previously. We have the drawing tool, which allows a user to, like I said previously, to use the digital pen and essentially freehand draw on the paper. There's also an eraser tool, which allows the user to erase any of the drawings that they have created. They can also use this eraser tool to retouch a graphic that they have imported, like a bitmap or anything like that. So, and that's also something that I will show you guys soon. I will take a bitmap that I found of a car, and I will import it into the software. And by using one of the filters, I can turn essentially any image that I have into a line drawing. This is not a new feature by any means. It's something that has existed in applications such as CorelDRAW or Photoshop or anything like that. It's converting to line drawings is something that's been around for a long time, but it's never been tied back into a tactile graphics approach. The other tools that I have here is the blue tools. Essentially, these are objects that I create. So when I create an object here, it is not fused, so to speak, to the actual background. So I can select it and move it anytime I want. This allows me to create different types of shapes, circles. I can scale. I can make whatever I want with what I have. And these are also separate in the sense that I can select and delete them by hitting delete, which is pretty time-saving versus going on and erasing stuff with your eraser. A few other things that are really interesting with TactileView is that we have something called Add Figure. Essentially, you select that tool. Anywhere you click on the graphic here, there's a set of pre-existing tactile graphics that the teachers can choose from and import into the software. So I'll just select this electrical symbol, click OK, and it brings it into the software, which could be very time-saving for a lot of people. We have obviously braille labels we can enter. I will get to those very soon. We also have jumbo braille. There's a little elephant next to it. You can enter text as an object, and you can also record a voice memo, which is then attached to an area of this this graphic. The reason that we have objects versus freehand drawing, like I said previously, is that we have the opportunity to create tag these objects with information. And if a user is using this digital pen that I described previously, the user can go into something called the Explore mode. And the Explore mode allows a user to place the printout or the tactile version of this image that we see in front of us on top of the application that comes with the digital pen, and basically wherever they press with the pen, the software will speak to them. So here's my square. Right now it doesn't have an audio description. If I hit Control E on my keyboard, or I go onto the tools up here, I can go into the Explore mode. The Explore mode, currently there's nothing here, but if I select my freehand or my drawing that I made and right click, I can add an audio style to it. Currently it says it's empty. Right now it's set to plain text, so I can type "this is a square." Oh, I need to learn how to spell square. And I click OK, and as you can see, it changes the fill of the graphic to be read. This is not something that will also emboss. It'll just indicate to the teacher or the student that this here has an audio file or an audio description to it. If I hit Control E now and I click on this, it tells me that this is a square. I can go ahead and delete this. You can also, once you have selected, I'll make a new one here. Once I have one made here, you also have something called a record microphone, which allows a teacher to record their own voice or to make a description of the object that we have. Perhaps the square is not the best example, but we can go ahead and insert another figure. I'll go ahead and select one of the symbols that we have. Something like this would probably benefit a lot more from having some kind of audio recording attached to it that explains the different components. On top of this, let me create a line here that will connect this object to a braille label. I'll go ahead and select a braille label and click on where I want to place it. Electrical symbol. When you enter a new braille label, you have the opportunity here to select the braille table that you would like to use for the label. This is based on the LibLewis tables that are currently existing. Right now it's set to all of them, and the teacher or whoever sets up the software has an opportunity to change their default tables that are available to be selected by going to the Braille Table Preferences. It's either under Settings, under Braille Tables, or you can click on this icon up here. Right now I have set my preferred tables to US Grade 2, Grade 1. If I would like to add more or to change these, you can go ahead and select a list of additional tables, and you just basically select from this list here. If I would like a German label or table, or Spanish, or whatever it is that I want, you can go ahead and select it here and click Add to List. Once I've added it to the list, it'll appear in the top of this list here when I create a new braille label. So right now I'll just go ahead and select Grade 2, and so this is an electrical symbol, and press OK. I can move this wherever I want. As you can see, if I zoom in on this, you also have the ink along with the braille here. This is an electrical, it says. Another great feature with this software here is that you can create multiple braille labels. Let me go ahead and select and just create the same label on a few different spots here. Grade 1, Grade 2. If I go ahead and select this little option here, it says Mark Labels with Selected Braille Table, it basically displays visually which table what braille label has which table. So if I click on that, you see that the main table set for this document is Grade 1. Every label that is green is Grade 2, and every label that has the blue is Grade 1. So this allows a teacher that opens a pre-existing document to quickly be able to tell what braille labels are what contractions. I'll go ahead and delete these options. I discussed briefly earlier that you have the option to import a bitmap, and this is something that can be very time-consuming when you deal with tactile graphics. Perhaps you scan a book and there's an image in there that is completely useless because it is like a photocopy of something. And photocopies, if you were to emboss them on a braille embosser, it basically just creates one big mess of dots everywhere because it sees the information and it doesn't try to distinguish what is relevant and what's not relevant. So I can go ahead and take this card that I found earlier, and basically I'll just drag it into this document here. It creates a new design for me. My old one is still here, so I can click on these two on the top left to switch between the two. I'll change my orientation of my document to be landscape. I can go to scale if I want to. The next step for me would be to go to this filters option where I can then select convert to lines. And when I click on that, the car is going to disappear. But I have a tool here, it's called line contrast. It's a slider that allows me to either give the lines more or less contrast. And if I go backwards on this car appears as a line drawing versus as a full-fledged graphic. If I go to print preview, you can see that the lines are now going to be embossed more tactily, or better for somebody to read this tactily. And I still have the option to use this eraser to retouch or fix different parts of this graphic. Like you see, I can remove this door if it's irrelevant, the back handle if it's not necessary. and to just display quickly what the difference would be if I were to just drop a graphic into the software. And oops, I lost my graphic. Okay, go ahead and just show you guys what that would look like if I go to print preview. This is what this car would actually print out like if I didn't change this to a line drawing first. All of the graphical information that is visible will also be a raised dot, which will turn this piece of paper into confetti. Another really neat feature with TactileView is the fact that I can create graphs pretty much on the fly, and graph is something that we found takes a long time. It takes a lot of work for teachers to create. It's a lot of work, and so the founder and designer of the software has recognized this and has added graphs functionality. And essentially, all I have to do is go to graphs, select functions and formulas. You also have grids and graphs, which is more of an advanced feature. But I'll go ahead and select functions and formulas, and it comes with a number of pre-existing graphs that already exist. You can change the formula at any time. Say I want to select this one here. I can either save it in a new document or I can save it in current document. You also have a preview above here where you can see where it's going to place it into your document. And so I have my graph. It's already done, and it was pretty quick. It didn't take long. While we do realize that this does not have Nemeth labels currently, it only has the number sign and then it's literary braille. It is something that we are working on with the developer to turn to support Nemeth input. It is it's a much different approach when you deal with Nemeth versus dealing with literary braille, because you have a lot of different technical restrictions that softwares have to deal with. But it's something that we are working on. We can hopefully have in the near future. The other feature that's very important to remember is you have different settings in here for your software. Currently, you have a wide range of different. You can change the speech feedback. You have, if you have a touch tablet, you can connect this to your computer. You have settings for your digital pen. You can also directly connect your scanner to TactileView and to scan objects into or books into the graphics formats and just import them through that way. We will have something called a webcam tool, which is essentially something that will connect a teacher to a student where they can explore a graph together, where the student would have the webcam and the teacher could look on a computer and be on a distance, or perhaps even a parent could look and see what the student is exploring on the tactile drawing, and together they can work on the assignments or with the tactile graphics. We are also working on currently to have something we call all-inclusive solutions. Hopefully, yes, our website is working now. This is something that we're running special right now at the end of the year, end of school year. Basically, we're bundling together a Braille embosser with the software, with everything, which allows you to print high-resolution tactile graphics. You get the full package with the drawing tablet, with the digital pen. You get the software, you get all those things, and you still come in under $4,000. And the current solutions on the market, as far as just a Braille embosser, which is able to create tactile graphics, they start at $6,000. So we have a price point advantage, and on top of these, all of these embossers are also 100 characters per second Braille production machines, and they're actually built originally with the intention of producing large volumes of books. So by buying or by acquiring one of these products, you're not limited to tactile graphics or just Braille. You have both, and again, it's a very competitive price point. I would love to go into more detail about the software. It will take quite some time, so we have set up a few locations that we will be traveling to in the United States the next coming weeks or month here. I will personally be at the California School for the Blind on the 30th of this month. If there's anybody in California listening today and would like to come and attend and see the embosser in action, please send us an email. You can send it to events@irie-at.com, and we'd be happy to try and accommodate you. I will also go to Texas in May 6th through 9th. We will be at several different locations. So if anybody's from Texas, I will be there that week with our dealer, Crystal Vision. Please do send an email to us, and we'll make sure that you get the dates and times where we're going to be. And for the week of May 20th, I will be in Denver and Colorado Springs on the 20th. I will be in Kansas City on the 22nd and St. Louis on the 23rd of May. And if anybody is in these regions, please do send us an email, and again, I'll try and accommodate everybody to see us in person and to see the embossers and the software working and tying together. If anybody has specific questions and would like to ask, now is like I said, I tried to keep it to half an hour to not confuse people too much. There's a lot of features, there's a lot of options, possibilities, there's a lot of different things you can do with the software. To go into detail on every piece will take many hours, and that's why we're trying to set up these on-site workshops. We're also, we have local dealers everywhere in the United States pretty much, and if you guys are interested in perhaps having us come out and do a local showcase, we would be happy to work with our dealer in your area to find a time and date when we can come out. Currently, the spring is fully booked. We could potentially find one person that could come out if it's absolutely necessary, but currently we're probably trying to set up our training tours for the coming fall. So if somebody is interested, again, the email to contact is events@irie-at.com, and we will go ahead and put you guys in contact with your local dealer, and hopefully we get to see some of you guys in person. That would be wonderful. If anybody's got any questions, I have everybody muted currently. I'm afraid of turning on everybody's microphones. So I think that we'll have a whole bunch of questions going on at the same time. But please do use the questions window. There's one down in this interface that you see. If you look at questions, you can type your question in there, and I can try and answer it the best I can. And I just realized that I did forget to mention Nemeth and the current workaround of Nemeth. There is a way to put Nemeth into TactileView, and the way to do that is to use MathType or Scientific Notebook and essentially put the Braille translation into Duxbury. Once you have the Braille translation in Duxbury, I can go ahead and copy the ASCII. If you switch to text view in Duxbury, you can copy the text, and when I create a new label, you basically just paste it in here. Pasted Duxbury. Oh, Duxbury text here, and that will enter the Nemeth Braille. The only problem is that it won't fully, on the ink part, it will not see the full equation. That is the limitation that we're dealing with currently. I do believe that for the blind student, that is obviously not even relevant that there's ink on the paper. And for the TVI, just knowing that there's an option to put actual Nemeth into the graphic is good. And like I said, we are working on making this a much more fluent approach than what it currently is. So again, if anybody has any questions, please use the, oh, there's a question for me. You were just answering one of my questions. I guess that is in regards to the Duxbury. So, let's see here. I don't know. Okay. This is Anna, Braille transcriber, Fairfax County. You're just answering one of my questions, okay? And then I have one question from Anna. I'm hoping that was the Braille transcription, or here we go. Does TactileView only work with an index embosser? Currently, TactileView works with a range of different embossers. I'm not sure what the tactile output looks like on all of them. I can show you briefly here. When you install a Braille printer, you have the option to select a different range of embossers. I'm not sure what, like I said, what the output will look like. All I know is that the index V4 that we're working with currently, they have the high resolution output for the graphics. So yes, it does work, but I don't know what the product end result printout looks like. This sounds like it is more computer-based in classroom use. Sure, it is. The original intent with TactileView is to include and to make tactile graphics more accessible to the students, and to have an actual software that allows the teacher to create graphics fairly quickly and to be able to reproduce the graphics using a Braille embosser. Obviously, if you have a swell form machine, or if you have, you can obviously ink the graphics and run it through a swell form machine as well. So there is different ways of reproducing a graphic. Here we go. Question 3. Do you have a representative in Northern Virginia? Currently, Northern Virginia area would be Nick Johnson from the Brailler Depot. He is located in New Jersey. And again, I will be more than happy to give anybody the contact information for the dealers. Okay, let's see here. And then we have one from Roberto. How much manipulation can a blind user perform of graphics in the software? I'm not sure what you mean by manipulation. We have, like I said, we can either tie in the pen, which allows the user to create a freehand drawing, or the user can also, if you're looking at my screen right now, we also have something called, let me see here, menu-driven design, which is basically designed for a blind user to create a drawing by using a menu versus using the freehand tools here. So when you open it up, you have your screen reader. It'll say the total design. It'll tell me where the text label is. I can add a text label or an object. I can open a context menu. If I select add text label or object, it'll open up this menu, and again I can use my keyboard to go through the different options, like add figure, hit enter. That brings up the different tools, and I use my keyboard, I hit enter. Then it allows me to place the object where I want it to be. So I enter the values and I click OK, and essentially it'll place the object that I created in the software. Let me just clear up this. We have one question here from Shelly. How are the audio labels accessed by the student? When you create an audio label on top of an object, let me redo that really quick. I create a square. I right-click on it if I'm the TVI here, and I go ahead and create audio style. This is a square. Click OK. The student would emboss or would produce this graphic, or the teacher would produce this graphic in a tactile format, and they would place the printout or whatever it is on what we call the click pad. Basically, it's just a pad that holds the sensor for the digital pen. I'll see if I actually have now that the website is working, perhaps it will. Let me open it up so you can see. Here's the click pad and the digital pen. So you can see it has an embossed graphic. It's laying on top of a surface and it holds it in place. And then there's a little receiver that is tracking the pen. And the students would open the graphic in TactileView and they would hit Control E on their keyboard, which opens up the Explore mode. Now when I'm in Explore mode and I move my pen, if we pretend that my mouse is my position of my pen, and I move my pen over this the square and I push down with my pen, it tells me this is a square. So I can then, based on where I move the pen on the surface, I can find different tactile objects and basically just press down, and it will it'll just read out whatever object is there. To exit the design or the exploration mode, I simply hit Escape, and I go back into design mode. There, we have a few more questions here. We only use a basic D. We used a Tiger. Would the software work with the Tiger embosser? The software will work with the Tiger. It will also work with your basic D. I think it works with the version 3 of the basics as well as the version 4. I'm not entirely sure what firmwares you need, but if you have a Tiger, it will work with the Tiger, because the Tiger essentially prints what it sees on the screen. From Khan, another question. Could I copy and paste Nemeth codes from another software, Duxbury, into TactileView box? Yes, you can copy, as long as you have the Nemeth in a text format, ASCII or whatever it is, the code for it. You can use the text label tool and you can paste it in here. What you would do is you would basically go down in this menu here, select Braille table, and I will go down to N, and there is Nemeth. The one you want to select is Nemeth Edit, and then it will use the correct Braille character for your ASCII code label. Can these diagrams with audio be transferred to a flash drive? Yes, you can create all of these graphics. Once I'm done with them, I can go ahead and go to File and Save. It does have its own format, so you would have to use TactileView to open the graphics that you've created. So yes, you can transfer them between computers. You can transfer them on flash drives. You can send them on email, whatever it is that you are using. Do we have any other questions from anybody? Right now it's empty. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome, Anna. Or Anna. Hopefully I'm not saying your name wrong. For the rest of you, without questions, again, if you are wanting to see this in person, we are, like I said, setting up training workshops with our local dealers. If we don't have one in your region, we should have one everywhere, but if we for some reason don't, then we will certainly try and accommodate you the best we can. Either we can come out, if it's a large enough group of people, to justify our travel expenses, we can certainly come out. If it's a smaller group of people, that would be. Oh, I have one more question from Beverly. Is the software available separately? Yes, the software is not tied into a package. You don't have to buy Braille Embosser to get it. The software alone is $295. Another thing that we have done in the past, and we can certainly do again, and this is just sorry, I'm trying to find my word here. It's something that we would certainly be able to do, is to set up a larger, if you have a lot of teachers that would like to know more about this, maybe more in detail. We have done paid online trainings before. I believe that we've charged, I think it's $250, and it's anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours, and it's more in detail, more in personalized training for what the teachers would like to know and would like to learn. So we're flexible to work with anybody to set up these different things. Beverly, will I be in? KCK at the state school or KC Mont. I would, if you want that information, Beverly, I'm not sure where I will be yet. I will have to look with our dealer. Our dealer is NanoPack. KCK, I think you're talking about in Kansas City, correct? Oh, yes, it's Kansas City in Kansas. I'm sorry, it's not in Montana. It's Kansas City in Kansas. I'm trying to decipher the KCK and KC Mo. Yes, it's in Kansas. But do send us an email to events, and we will make sure that if you are in the state and if you're interested in showing up and being part of this, that we will certainly invite you a formal invitation to come and visit. Do we have any other questions at this point? If not, then I will go ahead and stop this webinar, and the training will. Oh, somebody's asking here. Donna is asking. This software can be used with the swell form machine. Yes, Donna, you can print this out on the ink because it's just a software that designs something. So you are able to print this out using your ink printer and run it through the swell form machine. This is also something we do carry swell form machines and different types of products. If people are looking at different options to produce graphics, we do have all of those products to tie it all together, so to speak. Okay, I will wait 30 more seconds and see if there's another question come in. And again, this training is recorded. It will be posted either on YouTube or we'll have a direct download to it. The format will be a standard Windows media format, so you should be able to play this on any computer. I think even a Macintosh will allow you to play the format that we save it in. So. Okay, well, I would like to thank you all very much for taking your time and listening in. Hopefully you learned something new, and I'm sorry again that I didn't go into a lot of detail on the software. We're trying to just give an overview to tell people about the software. So again, thank you very much for attending, and you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys soon. Thank you.